This video will go over how to select good team members as well as what it means to be on a team.
Engineering requires a lot of teamwork, so we hope that the information in this video helps you all as engineers and any other group work that you'll have here at ASU.
By definition, a team is a group with a defined task. Within your team, you should agree on what the task is, and it is important in a team to have a diverse set of ideas and personalities in order to generate more fruitful ideas.
Yeah, and so some characteristics you might look for in a potential team member are as follows. So you want someone who's a strong communicator, because communication will be the most important thing you do as a team, and it often will be the most challenging thing that you do as a team. You should try to seek out individuals who are not afraid to share their own ideas, as well as ones who readily consider the ideas of others. Remember that verbal communication is only the tip of the iceberg, so it's important to consider how a potential team member's physical communication may impact the group.
You should also look for responsible team members. This is intentionally vague. However, a responsible team member should show up on time, have all of their work done, be prepared to discuss their work, be prepared to ask questions of the work of others, and communicate effectively. Because of the differentiating definitions that we might have for responsibility, that's why we have it vague, because every team might have a differing definition for it, and you shouldn't necessarily rely on just that team member relying on other people to do that work.
These team members should also respect what it means to be on a team. This means that they don't attempt to place all the power in themselves, so they are both individually and mutually accountable, and then they also are able to readily communicate with the rest of the team.
The people that you choose for your team should also improve the quality of your team. Look for someone that seems like they will bring out the best in the rest of the team. Look for someone who relies more on a yes and no but type mentality instead of just trying to block something or trying to take over. Basically, it's just someone that respects the order of the team.
Yeah, so those 4 broad characteristics are by no means all that it takes to be an effective team member, but they are intended to guide you in the process of selecting people who might be good teammates.
And then it goes without saying, but when you are searching for a team member that fit these descriptions, you should try your best to match them well.
It's important to note that throughout the course of any team-based project, there will be some degree of conflict, and that is why it is so important to follow these guidelines and surround yourself with other people who want to follow these guidelines, because it'll make conflict management so much easier.
If you like everyone on your team, you're less likely to have irreparable conflict, so you're more likely to be able to get through something. Conflict resolution is exceptionally easier when the involved parties can communicate with each other in a respectful and productive manner.
And given these considerations, one should bear in mind that there are common reasons that teams fail, and they are as follows.
So a lack of coordination. So this shouldn't really be an issue if you and your team are communicating effectively.
And then also a lack of motivation. So the team should be motivated by the tasks, and this is why it's important that each team member agrees on what these tasks are.
There's also an issue of membership. Sometimes in certain teams it may feel like one person doesn't necessarily feel like they're playing a part. If you encourage that person and give them the responsibilities, then you can continue growing.
And also if there are undefined boundaries, so this can connect to the notion of the effective communication. So if one of the first tasks as a team is setting the boundaries, then this will help to ensure that the project continues smoothly.
And so the fifth issue that we might run into is undefined goals, and this really should not be a problem if your team is working together effectively. Your team should, in the first place, be formed around a shared goal, which means that undefined goals should really never be an issue, and they would be indicative of a failure of what it means to be a good team.
There's also an issue in the size of the team itself. You don't want to have too small of a group where everyone is kind of overloaded with the amount of work that they have to do. But you also don't want to have too large of a group where you can't necessarily understand which person is doing what and be able to communicate effectively.
Another issue to discuss is when there's no set reward. So as a team, the members should understand why they are doing what they're doing, and there should be a goal that excites the team members to accomplish the task at hand.
And so finally, the last issue that we're going to talk about is the lack of empathy or trust. And so the path it takes to build empathy and trust varies from person to person and group to group, but you should try to build a team of people that you care about And if you don't know them, people that you might want to get to know. Yes, it is hard to do this when you might not know all of your classmates, but this is where it helps to follow your initial instincts and what it takes to be a good team member.
We hope that giving you these considerations and things to think about will help you build an effective team for the rest of the semester.
And then having and being a good team member makes a semester-long project more manageable because the motivation comes easy and it makes you excited to work with your team members.
And so, in conclusion, the ProMod project is by no means an easy one, but a good team can make all the difference. So good luck in building your teams.